Good late afternoon, thanks for joining us. Sage here, you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney, and this is the last show of the day, the last trade, and there's no better way to wind down the day than with the latest market close commentary. And in today's show, we'll take a look at the overall ASX 200's performance of the day and also explore the gainers and the losers. And this will be followed by the shares that grabbed the limelight today, such as Tinto, Stockland, Tabcorp, and many more. Then I'll share the trending updates from the Asian and the global markets. And finally, in the last segment, we have a special report on cryptocurrencies. So please stay watching till the end. And the ASX 200 closed down just 6.20 points today over the last 5 days. The index has gained 1.29% and is currently 3.38% off of its 52-week high. 7 of 11 sectors ended higher, along with the benchmark index. And information technology was the best performing sector, gaining 1.68% and 6.6% for the past 5 days. On this note, let's take a look at the top gainers and losers of the day. And Zip led the ASX pack today, its stock up 4.88%. Other top performers included the A2 Milk Company, Appen, Redbubble and Polynovo. On the other side, however, Unibail Rodamco Westfield led the pack of laggards today, plummeting 5.3%. Following suit were Codan, Bluescope Steel, Chalice Mining and Virgin Money UK plc. We'll now shift the focus onto the stocks that fetched the investors' attention today. First up, shares of mining giant Rio Tinto dropped by over 2% after the company announced that its head of strategy and development, Peter Toth, is leaving the company after 7 years, and Mr. Toth will remain in an advisory role until the end of 2021 and leave the company in April next year. His responsibilities will be divided between current executives. And moving on to the next. A similar fall was witnessed in BHP shares after it revealed a drop in iron ore exports in the September quarter. Iron ore shipments from Australia slipped 5% in September's quarter as major maintenance works, a labour shortage and ongoing COVID-19 border restrictions slowed production of the nation's most valuable export. However, BHP's target of shipping between 278 and 288 million tonnes of iron ore in the year to June 2022 remained unchanged. Stockland shares rose by approximately 1% after the developer revealed its first quarter of 2022 market update. A quarter of retail tenants, Stockland's town centres, are struggling to pay rent because of state lockdowns that have seen sales plunge. However, the company's financial performance remains on track and it will meet forecast targets as strong land sales underpin the business. Funds from operations per security are likely to be in the range of 34.6 cents to 35.6 cents. And Shopping Centres Australasia Property Group's shares marked an uptick of over 2% after the company delivered the guidance it was unable to make at its full year results in August. It is expecting the first half distributions to be at least 7.1 cents and second half distributions of at least 7.9 cents for the full year 2021 to 22 guidance of 15 cents per share. And notably, moving annual turnover grew 2.1% in the September quarter. And next up is Dexus. Its shares traded in the green zone today after the diversified property giant declared that it would focus on enhancing its funds management business that has sent it pivoting into the booming healthcare sector. The group has been busy despite the lockdowns with an emphasis on the growth in the fund management business. And now it's time to take a small break, but please stay tuned with me. I'll be back with more of the trending market updates. Hi, I'm Sage, and get ready to take the crypto ride with me on Kalkine TV. Watch the crypto buzz every Tuesday and join the excitement at Kalkine TV. From Bitcoins to NFTs to Dogecoin and DeFi, we have updates about everything around these digital currencies. Understand the investing rationale and the risks involved in the space with me, Sage, on Crypto Buzz. Keep watching Kalkine TV. Hello, welcome back. Sage here with the Market Close commentary by Kalkine TV. And let us take a look at more of those stocks that grabbed the investors' attention today. Brambles shares traded up by over 1% despite the pooling solutions company warning of significant supply chain issues. Sales revenue from continuing operations amount for $1,292.1 million for the first 3 months of the financial year ending 30th June 2022. In the financial year 2022, Brambles expects sales revenue growth between 5 to 7%, with expected moderation from 9% growth in the first quarter due to stronger financial year 2021 revenue comparatives for the balance of 2022. And meanwhile, Cochlear shares traded up by 3% after the hearing implant maker revealed that it will confirm its plan to reach net zero emissions before reporting the full year results next year. And Cochlear is confident it will hit net zero well ahead of 2050. And the gambling giant Tabcorp intends to complete the demerger of its wagering and lotteries divisions by June next year, with the cost of the annulment expected to be between 225 and 275 million Australian dollars. The company looks forward to the likely increase in value gained from the demerger that is likely to materially exceed the impact of the separation and ongoing incremental costs. Tabcorp also gave a trading update revealing group revenue in the 3 months to September 30th was 7% lower than in the same period last year. And car parts supplier Tabcorp first quarter revenue is similar to 2020 to 2021, but the company noted 70% of its store network affected by lockdowns across New South Wales, Victoria, the ACT and New Zealand. However, the company said non-lockdown areas are overperforming to expectations. And retail and online revenue is up 80% compared to the first quarter of last year. Shares of Tabcorp traded up by over 2% today. And now that we know what the stance is back home, let us move on to the next segment and understand the Asian and the global markets performance. Asian markets have been generally following Wall Street and continuing the rebound, except worries about the Chinese economy's growth are hurting the market's performance. And the Asian stock markets traded mostly higher today. The Japanese stock market was notably higher, recouping the losses in the previous session, with the benchmark Nikkei index above the 29,200 level, following the mixed cues from Wall Street overnight. And as the nation prepares to open up to boost economic activity, even as the prospects of another wave of coronavirus infections loom. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose 0.76%. Hong Kong gained over 1.3% and Taiwan added over 1.1%. China and Singapore were also higher, but by between 0.4 and 0.6% each. Beyond Asia, the US stocks closed on a mixed note on Monday as the S&P 500 gained 0.34% and the Nasdaq ended up 0.84%, while the Dow edged 0.1% lower, hurt by weaker factory data. And we've made it to the last segment of the show. Let's take a quick look over the buzzing crypto market's performance. And the global crypto market cap has inched up marginally, hovering near $2.5 trillion compared to the last day. However, the total crypto market volume eased 4% to $87.71 billion. And Bitcoin's consolidation over the past few days has made investors hopeful of a higher move pretty soon, as Bitcoin surpassed the $62,000 mark over the past few hours. And besides that, Ethereum is nearly reaching $4,000 and Solana has also been trading in the greens. Over the weekend, the US Securities and Exchange Commission approved the first US Bitcoin futures exchange traded funds, which will be launched today. And this could be a watershed moment for crypto. The pace with which the cryptocurrency market is evolving is hard to describe in clear words, because by the time you would witness the dust settling over the surge of a crypto token, a new obscure token would, more often than not, upstage the previous star in no time. And as the cryptocurrency craze gets bigger, with every passing day, the latest star of the crypto universe is meme coin Floki Inu. And hopefully you found that market closing commentary informative. But that's a wrap, folks. And we will be back tomorrow live from Sydney, 9:30 in the morning, with our first report on the pre-market scenario. Till then, take care, stay safe. Sage signing off.